Done.
For every college basketball game that I've watched, I've probably watched 10 spring training games.
Yes.
And do you, just because it is...
So that is 0 basketball and spring training
10.
10.
So no bracket for you. Do you ever fill out a bracket? I want to ask that. Do you ever any year?
Every year that I played throughout my career, I always did a bracket.
Okay, gotcha.
I have not done one since.
Gotcha.
And the only reason I did it was clubhouse camaraderie.
Gotcha.
Everybody was doing it. I didn't want to be the guy that didn't.
Yeah, right. You're like, I'm gonna throw one out.
And
there.
I love to gamble. So
there you go. Right.
When the
well, so now we're gonna have some good gambling stories.
When the pot thickens, I'm in.
Right. I like it.
As long as I'm in the pot, I got a chance.
Right.
Hey, were you out at spring training this year?
I did not.
I took my boys back out there.
Pregnant wife, shut it down.
Oh, there you
Look
go.
at you, man.
What a man. Stud.
Look at you.
I know. I'm right there with you. I'd be doing the same. Like, hey.
Look at you.
I had plans to go, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
She ended up getting non-pregnancy sick, just normal sickness. But then I thought, if I'm gone, it's not like I'm down the street at Tom Thumb.
Right.
Right.
In Arizona or Florida, so I shut it down.
Yeah. So, boy, girl, you know.
Boy.
There you go.
Stud.
It's
All right, here we go. We come up with a name yet?
Jackson.
All right, cool.
Oh, I like
it.
it.
I like it.
I like it,
yeah.
man.
He's a lefty. He's already he's throwing his first bullpen.
Yeah. Hey. First name I think of was Jackson Brown, the singer. So I'm like, hey, Stud's named Jackson. So.
Edwin Jackson.
There you go.
Stud.
Nice.
Yeah.
Back. I know you want to get to baseball a little bit back
Yeah.
there. Hey, 8 double-digit seeds won. That was pretty big. Three 12 seeds won, I should say. 12 over 5. That's pretty big. That's a lot of upsets last week.
Yep.
Let's get to our challenge. So we did one. Right here, we did a little stutter dud challenge.
Yeah, what's my rank?
Let's get into this. Going into the weekend, I had 13 of the 16 Sweet 16 teams, so that's pretty good. You had, what was that? I said it was 11. So not bad. You're right behind me. But here's what's so weird how the percentiles change. I went from after last night's games, I went from 53 to 63 overall points, and I went from 92 to 96 percentile, which is, oh, wow, I'm in the 92 or 96 percentile. You're not that far behind me. You have 51 overall points, 38. I should say you have 51 overall points. Heading in, I have 63. How are you? You're at 44 percentile?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
What? How? I think that just did that fine line of.
What bracket are y'all doing? What platform?
I forgot which one we did this one on. I think it was on CBS maybe, or if I did like 3 this year.
Does the percentiles matter on the?
See, how many people probably enter? Because here's the other thing I just now noticed afterward. Your rank. My rank's 89,000.
What's mine?
1,380,000. So I guess 130,000 or 1 point something million. I don't know. I can't even read that. I'm like, what? What?
Who cares?
The main thing is Tennessee lost, so that hurts me.
Dud.
Yeah, right. Tennessee lost last night. Definitely dud because I have them in my Final Four.
Ooh.
You have Virginia still, so because you won all number 1 seed, so you're still you're good to go.
I'm good to go right now.
Do you have a college? Obviously, I guess was it? And that's the thing. What was it? Which Florida team?
Florida International.
That's right. FIU. Is that your go-to? Still allegiant to them or no?
On the baseball side, yes. Do they still have a basketball team? I'm sure they do.
Yeah. What about football? Because the football's is that, and then we'll get to that. But do you like college football or NFL?
I'm a huge NFL fan, huge Cowboys fan, obviously.
So it's okay, yeah.
But what keeps me involved in NFL is fantasy football. I love fantasy football.
Coming back to the gambling a little bit.
Come
there,
back to the gambling.
Yeah.
I joined a league.
I'm right there with you.
I joined a league with some teammates in 2006. And we may have lost 1 or 2 guys, but we've had the same group.
Love that. Yep. Right there with you. Yeah, where you keep the same 10 years going. You're like, wow, this is crazy.
A lot of fun. It's all baseball guys. Some guys are still currently in the game. Some guys are, have gone on to other endeavors. But this is kind of what keeps us
together. That's awesome. And that helps. Definitely something like that, being on a platform online. Same with a bunch of my guys from Fayetteville. I mean, we're about that same year, 2006-ish, was when it was really starting to blow up. And yeah, we started the same kind of thing. I forgot what Fayetteville Madness or whatever it's called. But yeah, I love doing that stuff.
We've done a couple live drafts, which are always fun.
Yeah.
Our goal is next year we're gonna head to Vegas and
dude,
draft.
That's what our kind of goal is. Where we all get together and go somewhere.
We almost pulled it off this year. We just had a couple guys.
I don't think so, man. Not so fast, dude. Jackson might need you, man.
You
can't be running off the
weekend.
Dude, you cannot be running off to Vegas.
Oh, baby,
he'll be there with me.
Okay.
Yeah, right. He'll know all the picks. Like, which one, Stud? You just do the pointing.
He's already got ID.
Okay.
All right. So I don't even have to ask this anymore. This is going to be a dud question now because I know what you're going to say now that I've asked this. So would you rather we'll have these topics every once in a while. Yeah. Opening day baseball or March Madness. And for y'all, and I asked this around yesterday, and all my friends were like, March Madness is even a question. And I'm like, no, because there's people like y'all that are totally like, are you kidding me? I'm not even watching. I haven't even watched. Steve's like, I've not even watched a game of pretty much the whole tournament.
Not even one game.
There you go. So
I listen to sports radio, on here locally, 105.3 The Fan. So I knew Gonzaga was a pick.
Yep.
I knew they were top just from listening to them.
Yeah.
But I try to tune out stuff that just piles up because my brain is only so big.
Right.
And that March Madness section, I just don't have.
Yeah. Because it is about 4 weeks of just having to cram a lot in at once.
Correct.
So unless you're in it. So that's why I wanted to bring it up because even like you, Doc, you're totally up ahead. I'd rather watch baseball all day than watch.
Right. Than anything else, yeah.
Well, anything, exactly. Football, baseball.
Any sport.
Baseball did. You
Correct.
Get my point. Yeah, I mean, you name all the different things.
Correct.
Favorite movies on. Rather be watching baseball.
Correct.
I mean, boom. It is a movie. That is a movie played out live for you, essentially.
Correct.
It's like 9 movies.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. 9 individual movies.
There you go.
It's like a miniseries.
That's
Like
right.
on those Netflix little night, you get 9 episodes. You might get lucky. You might get some bonus episodes.
Hey man, I'm going to tell you how much I love it. I'll turn on like vintage baseball games, right? Like my wife will walk into the room. She goes, "What are you watching?" I go, "I'm watching baseball." And she looks at the screen. She goes, "Who's playing?" I'm going like, This is a Cincinnati Reds against Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait a minute, that looks old. I said, yeah, 1975.
Right. Yeah.
And she's going, you're watching a 1975 baseball game?
Like how many times have you seen it?
I go, yeah, man, this is classic.
Yeah.
Johnny Bench, Pete Rose. You got all,
There you go.
And she can't understand that.
Yeah. Okay. That's a
Well,
guy
I'll
thing.
go ahead and top you on that. I'll be sitting in front of my computer and my wife will come in and say, "What are you watching?" And I'm watching a baseball game. She's like, "It's December. Who's playing in December?"
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, "I'm watching a game in Venezuela, live stream.
Oh, wow.
Winter ball game.
Okay, man. Stud.
Or a Dominican
Yeah.
game."
Right.
Now,
I was
see,
just gonna say there's different leagues going on, and I didn't know if you were watching an old game or if you were watching a different league.
Man,
That's
dude,
awesome.
I got to connect with you on that, Steve. I didn't even know I could do that.
There's
Because there was a
baseball.
while the players still do it. I'm sure ones that aren't like Kershaw. When I see Kershaw caliber, they still do that. They'll play in the MLB, and then in the off season they'll go play down there, right? They'll try to get both.
Kershaw
if they can.
caliber. No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's
No,
more-
but
it's
if they're
more, it's more minor league guys.
Based, okay.
It's an opportunity to for guys to get more at bats, more innings.
yeah, because we were reading about that about 5 years ago when those leagues really started kind of getting bigger and
Well, they've always been big.
big, really. So
They've
I've never
always
had any.
been
I just
big.
heard
They're
about them. It seems like 5-10 years ago. I'm
Actually,
like, really?
because of the political turmoil that Venezuela is in, that league has kind of gone down. But the Dominican is huge.
Oh, I'd imagine. Yeah, how many?
Huge. It's covered so well. They do a great job. Puerto Rico, because of the hurricane, has taken a hit, but they're back up and coming.
Yeah.
Last year there was a league in Panama. There's
Dang, that's crazy.
there's the league in Colombia. There's several different. Mexico is huge. Mexico's huge in the summer also. It's covered so well. There's just.
Did you ever play in any of those?
I played in all of them.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow. It's fantastic.
And you want to get into some
How was
really
the
crazy
stories
stories.
and stuff. How about
Yeah.
the living there? How was that? I bet you saw some fun stuff.
I put it to you like this. We all have traveled in our lives. When you get to a point where you travel somewhere and you're buying groceries, you're there.
Yeah, right.
You're
yeah.
blending in. You're figuring out what's going on, and being able to set up shop in the Dominican Republic for 3 months is a great experience.
Yeah.
Same thing in Venezuela. I've been to Venezuela probably 5 times. I played in Panama. I even went to Nicaragua one time.
Yeah.
I actually escaped from Nicaragua one time.
There's a story. The escape from Nicaragua.
I played in Puerto Rico. Winter ball was very instrumental.
And speaking of winter too, when people most thinking about that, most people are in winter, where you're down here loving life in the beautiful weather of the tropics, the Dominican, you know what I mean? Wherever you're, Mexico, the
yeah, but
tropics.
ain't that beautiful if you had to escape?
Well, I'm saying at least the weather. Yeah, exactly. But beautiful weather.
Yeah,
I should
nonetheless.
say. Nonetheless, certainly so. So let's get in opening day. Yesterday for you guys, I know we're thrilled. How many games you watch? As many as you could?
Well, unfortunately, I had to work yesterday.
I didn't know. That's what I was
Yeah,
wondering if
and
you
all
would
my buddies were like texting me messages and pictures from the ballpark,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know if it'd be like a holiday for you.
But you know, but it was a tough game for me because my American League team, the Rangers,
Yes, I wanted to get into that.
played my
so
National
what do you
League
do?
team.
Rangers, the Cubs. You're from, you got there from Chicago, and then you're out here. You love the Rangers, so certainly Cubs, right?
Well, I couldn't lose, right? Because
someone's got to win.
Someone's going to win. But I was disappointed in the Rangers' performance yesterday for opening day. I mean,
I bet you're happy with the Cubs though.
They,
on the road.
Yeah.
Put up some.
They got They look good, but they were
too.
playing the Rangers. We'll see how the Cubs do. The rest.
Dodgers crushed the MLB record. Did you see that with 8 home runs yesterday?
That was a record.
That's stud. That's stud. Real quick, before we start diving into anything else, I don't want to forget. I know we've got to dive into at least one. Opening day, your most memorable opening day story.
Oh, here we go. Come
Okay,
on.
So, big league opening day. Obviously, that's takes the cake. I had made the team out of spring training, so walking out during the national anthem, game 1. I actually received an award before the game for the performance that I posted during spring training, which is one of my most prized pieces. You have stuff on the walls and stuff. It's one of my favorite little pieces that I have. It's called the Al Lopez Rookie Award for the most outstanding, not rookie award, outstanding pitcher during spring training. I was a rookie and I won that.
Oh, okay. So that's
super,
pretty cool.
Super cool. And I received the correct. So there's a plaque at the Rays spring training site that has every award winner each year, and I'm on it.
Wow, that's cool.
I actually won.
Hey, guess where Jackson gets to take a visit to one day.
Jackson's going down there.
You see that name?
Heck, I'm going down there to get a picture of that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. There's one in the Mariners complex also. We'll get to that
cool.
later. But so I received the award before the game. I didn't actually get to pitch until the third game of the series, which was the last game of the series. I got to pitch, but the story that I tell is the next day. So we traveled from Tampa to New York, and it was their opening day.
Gotcha.
So obviously playing in Yankee Stadium, just even watching a game, I don't know if I'm going to play or not. I get to watch a game from the dugout,
right,
or the bullpen. So it was a very great experience. And a veteran pitcher came up to me and said, "Hey, if you get in the game, take a step back off the mound and take a look around and take it all in." I'm getting chills telling this right now.
Right.
So I fortunate I get a chance to pitch in the game, and here I am. I'm this kid born in Germany, from Killeen, Texas. No one's ever made it to the big leagues from Killeen. I'm one of one, still to this day, one of one.
There you go.
So here I am in New York, in Yankee Stadium, like a piece of cereal in this bowl.
Correct.
One cereal in this big bowl. So I turn and I start looking around and I get dizzy. It's so overwhelming. There's people just stacked
one of
up.
the most packed days of the year.
It's
essentially
the packed day. So this was 2002. So it was the year after 2000. September 11th.
Yep.
So there was I can't remember who it was, and I never have. It was a super famous person singing the national anthem.
Yeah. Ceremonial first pitch. I'm sure.
Yeah,
was
they
someone
spread
huge.
the ceremonial first pitch. They spread the flag out. They had the Eagle Challenger. Flying in and land on the guy's arm. Big deal. I mean, it was a huge event. Huge production. So here I am looking around, and I'm like, oh my God. So I had to look down and focus, and then there's Derek Jeter.
Right. Oh, whoa. So I got to see who I'm actually going to face.
Wait a minute. The first guy you throw to is Jeter?
Derek Jeter.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
So,
right.
So, I end up carving him up 1, 2, 3 inning and come off the field, and every one of my teammates, all the dudes are at the top step, and they're all congratulating me. They're like, congratulations, welcome to the big leagues. Welcome to the big leagues. And I'm thinking to myself, and I remember thinking this, I'm like, I tell the dude, I was like, hey, I pitched yesterday. Where were y'all yesterday?
Yeah.
And the response was, that's great. You're official, you're in the books, but now you're a big leaguer.
Yeah.
You pitched in Yankee Stadium. This is the pinnacle.
Woo.
So I'm like, wow.
And you're much bigger than that.
Yeah. So that was a great experience opening day.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Man, I'm getting all fired up just sitting here, listening to it, right?
We'll go out there and we'll throw some just duds.
Oh my
You know what I mean? Like just thinking about it, get you pumped and you couldn't do anything
when you think about that, right? Pitching Yankee Stadium, opening day at Yankee Stadium, And the first hitter that you face is Derek Jeter.
There you
I mean,
go.
you can't script that. You can't script that any better than that.
Crazy.
That's like
Stud life.
that's stud right there, man.
Yeah, right. And then facing this a stud of all studs.
And you put Jeter down.
Broke his bat. Should have asked for it. Now that I
Right?
think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. Like, hey, let me go over there and get that.
Wow.
I wish they did more of the like jersey trading too, like in baseball. Like, I'd be like, hey, can I get your jersey?
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a great experience. Definitely, something I'll never forget.
So do you have a tie to then in MLB, baseball wise? Who's your team that you follow the most? Being that you played for, I guess,
locally, obviously being local, I follow the Rangers,
Yeah.
but I don't have a team per se. I more cheer for guys that I know,
and
guys that I played with, guys that I played against, people that I've seen move up through the ranks. You mentioned the Cubs. They're playing the Rangers yesterday. One of my boys is the first base coach, Will Venable, and one of my boys is the hitting coach, Tremel Sledge.
Yeah.
Sledge and I were drafted together, came up to the minor leagues together, faced each other in the big leagues. He ended up getting traded to the Expos, now Nationals. We got to face each other, and now he's the hitting coach for the Cubs. So in the back of my mind, I see Javier Baez hit 2 home runs. I'm thinking, good job, Sledge.
Right.
Not Javier Baez.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
My
Yeah,
boy
right.
Sledge.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't have a favorite team. I have favorite guys, not
Gotcha.
just players, but staff, front office. I cheer for the Astros because the Ryans were very instrumental in my career. Also, Nolan Ryan, when I was with the Astros, was very more hands on than he is now.
So he was when he helped you.
Oh yeah.
That was one of your main guidance guys when you were growing up.
Well,
And he wasn't like your coach per se though.
Kind of
In a way, yeah.
So obviously, growing up, being from Texas, Nolan Ryan was my favorite player. Still
Yeah.
is my favorite
Sure.
pitcher. When I was with the Astros, he was, like I said, he was a little more hands-on than he is now. And
That's what I didn't know if
he's
he
the
ever
one-
did that.
He's the one that developed the throwing program for the pitchers.
Gotcha.
We're AAA baseball players, and he's the one that is telling us how to play catch.
Yeah.
I'd already pitched in the big leagues, and I'm in AAA. And I'm like, I know how to play catch.
Yeah.
This is Nolan Ryan
It's
telling
Nolan
you that?
Ryan.
Right.
So, and I learned this program during the off season
Yeah.
because I'm from the Austin area, and they live in Austin because
Mm-hmm.
they own the Round Rock Express. So they're right. So minor league guys, major league guys that live in the area get to utilize the Round Rock Express Stadium to work out. So that's where we would play catch. I happen to be a free agent, and I hadn't signed yet, and I was playing catch with the guy that Nolan was watching.
Yeah.
And since he was watching him, he was watching me. So we threw bullpens twice a week, and he said, is if you're his throwing partner and you guys are going to be doing this together, I don't mind working with you as well as him. Well, I threw one bullpen, and he looked at me and said, what organization are you with? And I said, well, I'm actually a free agent. He goes, noted.
Right.
Next day, it might have even been that day, my agent called me and said, hey, the Astros want to sign you. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow, I'm in. So I got the chance to pitch in Round Rock, which is 45 minutes from Killeen, where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
had
I didn't think about that too.
So
Close to
it
home.
was that opening day was as memorable as opening day in the big leagues because
Yeah.
I had my family there,
yeah.
my friends.
It was like a homecoming opening day.
In a way,
Yeah.
in a way, yeah. So that entire season was a lot of fun because I had a lot of people always around.
Yeah.
We were good. AAA is obviously very respectable baseball, so it wasn't just all come check out the game. It's I'm here working.
Yeah.
Right.
So if I give up a home run, don't think we're hanging out after the game. I'm going home and I'm gonna wear it for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting you bring up the catching because, you've worked with my son in a few lessons, and that's one of the big things you stress, man. I mean, the playing catch and throwing correctly.
So that footwork that I teach, I've been doing lessons, private instruction since 2012. Not as heavily as I have in the past, but I'm really good at it. Not trying to brag, but it is what it is.
And he is. I can attest to that.
Your
So
sons,
I can attest to that. Yes, I watch him.
And part of the part of baseball that I really hammer out when I'm working with pitchers is playing catch. And the program,
basics, essentially.
it's the basics.
Yeah.
And the program that I teach or the footwork that I teach is what Nolan Ryan implemented into the Houston Astros organization
Yeah.
as into the minor league system.
And it's something like even just coming here like in piano, like you're never anyone that's great. Like I'm stock trading now, and you just think about anyone that's great. They're never not practicing the basics. They're always going to doing the just to keep those foundations because everything else grows around it. But it's just crazy that people like you were talking about. They just want to. No, I know how to do that. They want to. I want to. No, like you got to keep and doing great. You want that to be A+. You want those to be.
Correct. You know, one other thing you were talking when you were telling that story about Nolan Ryan, I just saw a documentary the other day or a few weeks ago on the big unit.
Oh yeah.
You know, and on his career and everything. And he was, I didn't realize this, but he was like extremely wild. He had no control.
Very wild.
And in fact, it was even questionable whether or not he was going to even be able to sustain any kind of big league career.
Sustainability, yeah.
Yeah, because he was all over the place. And he said that the event that changed his life, and they actually showed the footage of this, he was on the field one day, and he came across Nolan Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember.
And Nolan Ryan spent like 15 minutes with him, 20 minutes with him, talking to him about throwing, catching, right, and what to work on. And he said that encounter, just
Change,
that
That's
encounter
crazy.
with Nolan Ryan that day for those minutes changed his life.
Yeah. Quick Randy Johnson tidbit. So I'm with the Mariners. Randy Johnson's 6'10", left-handed pitcher. He's the big unit. We have a minor league prospect named Ryan Anderson. He's 6'10", left-handed. They call him little unit because he's he's not in the big leagues. He's in the minor leagues, so they call him little unit. I'm a left-handed pitcher in the Mariners organization, and I'm 5'10". They're 6'10". They call me almost unit.
There you go. I love it.
Almost unit.
Literally. Almost. Oh, that's super. What's so funny, I forgot we were bringing up, and I had to show Avery as much as I was bringing it up. My favorite ever is Griffey Jr., all-time fave. Mm-hmm. His catch into the fence and breaking his wrist and holding on to the ball, not letting it go. And the pitcher, I didn't realize or remember because I pull up like I just got to show you. And I was like, I just got to show you. It's just remarkable, So I pull up my phone and show her, and she's like, the pitcher was the big unit. I mean, it's Randy Johnson shooting. And it was, obviously his hair was always
right.
She's like, man, nice hair. And I was like, oh, that's a big unit, man. Come on, that's his hair. That's what he had going on. But it was funny the way that she just.
And you know
saw.
what he's doing now. You know what his
Photography.
And you know what he's photographing? Baseball and bands. Music, rock bands.
Yeah, he's
That's
doing
crazy.
bands. Yeah,
he's really into music.
he's really into music. Yeah,
we need to have
I
him
can
on
see
Stud
that,
and Dud.
Certainly do.
I'll shoot him a
Yeah.
text.
Yeah,
Well,
shoot him a text and
huge.
see if we can get stuff.
I was
Because
like, what was it like
with
to blow up a bird?
Yeah,
Remember
Oh,
that
yeah, oh my
infamous?
gosh.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Video.
I wouldn't bring that up if you did.
I'm not gonna. Yeah,
because
but
he hates that.
that's
he's-
like probably what
because
most
I bet
people
this
bring
brought
up
up all the
first.
time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, not just that. I think he's loves animals and
And he feels bad
and he
about
feels
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
that. Yeah, I don't blame him.
Oh,
It's
neither.
Probably one of the craziest moments you honestly will ever see. I mean,
Correct.
just what?
Yeah,
Wow.
that-
Honestly,
yeah.
wow.
But what a
Crazy.
genuine dude. I mean,
Oh yeah,
getting
even
to talk
back
to
then
him.
he was so soft spoken. Like when you do the interviews,
Was he?
it wasn't like he was.
So you played with you were on the same team?
No, not on the same team. I was
Oh.
in the same organization.
Oh, okay.
But later, and I friended Ryan Anderson, who's number one prospect in all of baseball for 2 years, and just 6'10" left-handed pitcher. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
Well, he was wild also, and was going in a different direction in his career. And somebody in the Mariners organization, now Randy Johnson's with the Diamondbacks, set it up to where they were going to meet, and they were just going to kind of talk, and he was going to give him advice and inspirational speech or whatever. And I had to drive him there.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there watching these two 6'10" dudes.
That's crazy.
Just sit
These
there
giants.
talk, and we're at a some random Starbucks just in Phoenix somewhere, and they're two monster dudes talking about pitching.
Yeah. And then some people they probably had no idea who they were. Like, are they not basketball players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're huge.
The almost unit hanging out.
I love it. Yeah, with the 2 units.
With the 2 units.
So real quick, early favorites. I think I want to do this just to get it in because you wanted to talk about it, and a couple of the previous episodes about putting our foot in the grain and saying early favorites this year's MLB race. So who do you? You already said yours. You're Nationals. You are it.
I'm predicting the Nationals.
You're going Nationals.
I'm going Nationals.
Even
You're talking
week from
about
now.
World Series?
Yes.
Yes. Who is potential early
I'm going out on a
season
limb, Steve. I'm going out on a limb.
opening day
that's,
central
that's
pick?
a really
You're
tough.
yeah.
Well, that's That's well.
Well, they're picked. There's about.
They're not. It's not like they're terrible. They're good. They're a good ball club.
Most of the ones I looked up were people like the Stros, the Dodgers, the Yankees, Red Sox, Nationals, Cards, and A's. Those are the most that everyone where they did votes. Those are the ones I saw. So you got a good pick.
I went with Nationals. It's out on the limb, but I think it might be there. I'm kind of hoping they do, just because Harper signs, he leaves.
Wait, did you see he went over yesterday?
I know it.
And
It'd be great for the Nationals to win that.
Maybe the only way the Nationals is because they've had some great teams as far as pitching staffs, the offense, and I think they have one playoff series win
exactly
in the last 10 years or something.
And unfortunately, I hate to have to say, it almost reminds me of the Cowboys there for a while, where you have a lot of talent and you only get that one win. You're like, what's going on here?
So where are you leaning, man?
Yeah, who you?
I like Milwaukee. I like Milwaukee. If you watch Milwaukee, the group that they have, and obviously I look at baseball a little different than most. The camaraderie they have, the way they pull for each other, it's more like kind of like a minor league, or maybe not even a minor league, but more like a college atmosphere.
I get what you're saying,
where guys are actually cheering for each other. I would assume, and I have good reason to assume this, they hang out with each other after the game.
Yeah.
They go to dinner. Ryan Braun, being the veteran leader, making all the money in the world, he has all the millions, is taking the young guys out to dinner, picking up the tab. Guys want to hang out with him. Some of that stuff that doesn't go on in the big leagues,
the New Yorks of the world.
Whereas like New York's, LA's, everybody is like
self-centered. All about
nobody.
After they leave
not really
park,
self-centered. They just everybody does their own thing.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they're self-centered to where they're just worried about themselves and their family. Like they're not like, hey, afterward, like, hey, Steve, see you later. They may not even say, hey, see you later. They're just like, yeah, onto their family, not worried about, hey, like, and that brings a lot of camaraderie. Is when you do that afterward, which you see that back
I think what Steve's getting at too is that's unusual for Milwaukee to have that kind of.
It's nice
it's unusual.
Anywhere.
It's unusual. Period.
Yeah, it's nice to have it because that just reminds me of like 80s, 90s, any sports, 70s especially. Like you talk about NFL, any of those, they were always hanging out, getting drunk together. Back in the day, any of the leagues. Now it's like
before social media, it was you could get away with it.
Yep,
now. So my second. That's my sleeper pick is Milwaukee,
okay,
which really isn't really a sleeper. They're a good team. They made a good run last year. I like the Phillies. I think Bryce Harper, he's my MVP pick. I think he's gonna have a monster year. Although he did go 0 for yesterday, I think he's gonna have a monster year.
The Phillies are stacked. They're stacked.
The National League, it's pretty easy to pick the Astros. The A's are gonna compete. They have their bullpen is full of guys that I know who they are. A normal fan might not know who they are, but these guys are compiled of like this guy was a closer, had 30 saves. Now he's pitching the 7th. This guy's a closer. He had 30 saves at one point in his career somewhere. Now he's pitching the 8th, and then they have a closer. So they have a good bullpen.
Right.
They play hard for their manager, Bob Melvin. He's good. He's very.
Bob shouted him out. I think it was the first episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Players love him.
Players love him. I mean, if you look at some of the markets, how do you get guys to go to Detroit? Detroit's hard place to attract players. Like how does Detroit for a couple years attract guys like Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, Justin Verlander,
10-year run there.
Yeah, they had really good players. That starts with leadership. Front office, field staff, and
who was their manager?
Leland.
Gardenhire. Yeah, Leland.
Yeah. But you get my point. That helps too. I mean,
so I think the A's will compete, but the Red Sox are going to be tough. They're good. They got a lot of good players, a lot of good talent. So if I had to pick one team, I think my World Series team, and I should have did this yesterday and wrote it down somewhere, but I think I'd go with the Phillies. I think the Phillies are gonna, they have. This is they're gonna if it's close and they're in it towards the end, they'll make another big move for a free agent that they won't sign again the next year, but that will contribute to their playoff run.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty common now.
Which is very common.
Yep.
Correct.
Who you picking, Hot
Well,
Shot?
I mean, I was going to make it easy and just go Stros, but that everyone. I'm going to go A's. Actually, I'm going to go with the A's.
You're going to go with the A's.
I'll go with
That's
the
a bold
A's.
pick.
That is a bold pick.
They're a good team, but that's a bold pick.
So I obviously was going to keep it simple though and keep it Astros, but that everyone's pretty much picking them, so it would be like saying,
It's interesting. Nobody picked the Red Sox, man. The repeat.
I was gonna. Those were the three: Astros, Red Sox, A's. Because I like the Red. If I had one team I ever kind of liked for whatever weird reason, it was, and I think it was back in 2004 when you get my point. I was like, I'm gonna join this bandwagon because let's get even like Chicago when they finally won. I wanted them to win. I was like, I feel bad for these teams. And I'm like, dang, they need to get a win. They need to get that off their shoulder. So I kind of fall for those teams a lot of the time. Where I'll be watching it like a lot of the times where because the Razorbacks aren't in it. I'll be watching it like.
We can't go one show without him bringing up the Razorbacks.
Ain't gonna happen.
I mean, what is the deal?
Arkansas
Right?
sports
I'm
all
serious.
ain't gonna happen.
Steve, if you go and listen to every show, you're going to hear something about the Razorbacks.
And you might as well. So secondly, they're not in it every year in football ever. So I'll be watching like the championship game, and whoever's down at halftime, I can see myself liking that team and going for them because they're
Steve,
down.
we could have a show on fencing.
Yeah,
and he would bring. He'd bring. And
we have a show on that's dud.
That's
immediate dud.
But if we had a show on fencing, he'd somehow would weave in the Razorbacks.
Well, the Razorbacks pitching coach is now the big league pitching coach for the Twins. So they're doing something right over there.
Well,
They
baseball,
definitely have a great
definitely, yeah.
The baseball program.
All right, man. Can I get to my segment?
I just was about to say,
Can I get to my segment?
Do it.
Yeah, I mean,
it.
you've been over there yakking. Here's the deal, man. We got Steve on here, and I came across this article yesterday, Fox News. Michael Levin. I'm not sure how
Levine
you
even.
Levine, yeah, who knows? But what captured my attention here was the title of the article was, "What's Wrong with Baseball? 8 Ways to Fix Our Broken National Pastime."
He's just trying to get to people like you in a hurry.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, I guess before I get into the way his 8 solutions, I guess, Steve, the first thing I want to ask is baseball broken?
For me, I mean, the clear answer is no. You can see that yesterday. We had several day games, on a Thursday, and stadiums are packed.
Correct.
People have jobs, people have obligations, kids have school, and if you can pack a stadium during the day in the middle of a week, you're doing something right. The contracts are not going backwards. They're still going forward. I mean, we just had Mike Trout sign a $430 million deal. Right. 2 guys get $300 million plus. We had a minor league guy that hasn't even played in the big league sign a long-term deal. I think he got 4 years, like $40 million. Eli Jimenez from the White Sox signed a big league deal with 0 big league
experience
time.
That's just nuts.
So in my opinion, and you see some of the TV deals, the deal that the Dodgers have, the Yankees and those big market teams, those TV deals are huge. They don't need people to show up at all, and they're going to be profitable businesses. So in my opinion, baseball is extremely healthy and not broken. I'm curious to see what.
Let's get to some of those
Okay,
reasons.
so here's what he's saying, and I would agree with you. In fact, I think the problem is we talk about it like it's broken, and we're trying to, they're trying to
fix something that's not broke.
Well, the problem is, and we'll get into it, but the problem is with social media, everybody now has a platform to voice their opinion and essentially be heard, whether they're right or wrong. People, not saying that this writer is that or isn't, but didn't have this stage to voice this opinion, but now
that a lot of eyes get to see.
Correct.
Right.
Trust me, being a former journalist, that's what a lot of their intent is just to
stir the pot.
Boom.
That's it. Yeah. Well, here's how he's stirring the pot. Number 1, shorten the games to 7 innings.
I'm laughing like, what?
Yes.
We're going to softball here, or what is this? I mean,
he says in the minor leagues, doubleheaders consist of 2 7-inning games. Right now, the last 2 innings of baseball game can take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, with endless pitching changes, commercial breaks, and general boredom. Baseball should take 3.5 or 4 hours or long. Baseball shouldn't take 3.5 or 4 hours or longer to play. 7-inning games get it done.
And the reason quick reason why he was bringing this up, being a journalist, what's he thinking about? Why? What's been shortened lately, or what league is shortening games and making it? It's the biggest league in the NFL. making certain you can only go this long, certain play clock. So he in his goofy mind, he's going, well, if they're doing it, y'all should do it.
Yeah. So
And and maybe that's not his stop, but he's just doing that to stir the pot because
baseball has already made some adjustments to speeding up the game. There is play clocks. There are rules that are taking place this year in the minor leagues to speed up the game, and I think that what that does is keep the normal. Not normal, but the casual fan,
exactly.
the casual fan a little bit more engaged, but which I'm not opposed to. I mean, some of the rules that they're making, are leading towards attracting more people, but to shorten the game to 7 innings is just that's ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, it's nuts. In fact, I mentioned that to my son. He goes, "Oh yeah, let's just make it a high school game."
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's what is 7 innings? Like, remember, is it high school games that are still only 7?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He
I
goes,
thought
"Oh yeah,
softball was 7 innings.
He said,
or is it
"Yeah."
6? Women's softball. I thought women's college softball was 7
I don't know,
innings.
but Gardner said he goes, "Yeah, we already have a 7-inning game. It's called high school."
There you go.
You know.
And you want to grow from that, so then you want to shorten that game to 5 innings, or
So the next thing he says is shorten the season to 154 games. As it was a few generations ago, or even shorter. The goal would be to play the World Series in early October, as in the past, when the Fall Classic can be played in weather that's halfway decent, and play the games in early evening so the kids can actually watch. Let baseball own October as it once did, instead of ceding the month to football as it does, is the case today.
Keeps referring back to my point. It kind of reminds me too.
Well, football, as far as the networks is the daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't mean that baseball is not the grown-up.
And I think to me it still owns October in its way. I mean,
but to his point, I agree with his point, and I think that's why some of the games have started a little earlier, where they're pushing it to get back to that.
Exactly.
Because there has been
the last couple of years when it gets almost to like Halloween and we're playing baseball, right? Oh yeah, I know we are, because 2 years ago I was in LA. And
see, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it either, but I'm not.
The weather, not that it ever happens, but what if it somehow snows? We have New York, and not that it's going to snow in November.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? But no. Here's the thing. Is stuff like that doesn't play favors towards one team or the other. The weather is unbiased. The weather
Correct.
doesn't care who's playing.
Correct.
You both have to deal with it, and that kind of creates some gamesmanship with how you.
I'm sorry, being the journalist. I'm saying that's what his argument though is. People don't want to see that. They want to see October 1st baseball or October 12th, where it's not going to be 35 degrees out.
Yeah.
And I don't. I'm just trying to. Well, I agree with y'all. I don't.
No,
care.
I agree with the journalist too. I think there are ways, and I don't think shorten the season is
not
the answer.
it,
But I think there are ways to keep it in to where it is in October.
Yeah, see, and I don't even like shortening the game. When I hear somebody say something like a game shouldn't take 3.5 hours, I'm like, why not? Why not? I love that.
Yeah, it just shows you, it just goes back to your main point we brought up in other shows too, and what we brought up before. We even had and it is. I mean, I hate when I see the study each year. Our attention span just keeps doing this right here. And you kind of rub with the social, because everyone's got
that's
these
social media problem,
and it just hurts.
That's a social media problem.
Yeah,
So here's one I really got to get your. Now, you might want to hold him back on this, man. You might want to hold him back.
Well, we do have a seatbelt over there.
Yeah, do we have a seatbelt?
We need to get one.
It says, instead of limiting mound visits, limit the number of pitching changes to just 2 per game. You've got your starter. You can bring in another guy, and that guy's falters. You can bring in a third guy, and that's it. And if the third guy gets injured, you forfeit.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to turn my hop down. That was, I'm sure, way too loud for this microphone.
Yeah, that's that's almost it's almost like laughable to where it doesn't even deserve a response.
Correct.
There are rules that are being put into place that are limiting. In the minor leagues this year, in AA and AAA, you have to face 3 dudes. You can't come in and face one guy and be done.
I get that.
So there are steps moving in that direction, but just having 3 dudes, limiting it to 3 dudes, that's also look at it as a business owner. Your product is that player, and if he's the third pitcher and that game ends up going into extra innings and he ends up extending himself
oh my gosh,
towards injury,
yes,
you've just broken one of your products.
Or if he takes a ball off the head and has to leave the game, he's the third guy. Too bad you forfeit the game.
Me, once again, thinking other sports. Basketball, how many times are we limited in basketball? How many times? Like tonight when we watch his games. Oh, no, you're 3 substitutions. Sorry, sir. These
Correct.
5 are playing the rest of the game.
Well, see, that's a strategic part of the game, right?
the strategy, the strategic part that you and I enjoy is not what engages the casual fan.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you have to go as dramatic as that. That's just
like I said. I mean, even football. Oh, Tom Brady, which there was. I remember when he got hurt and he was out for the rest of the season. Oh, you're done. Nope, Tom Brady's out. Anyone keeps getting to go. You get to sign another quarter. Okay. You get my point.
Yeah, right.
You're not just you're done to that many people.
All right, so here's the next one. It's gonna be great. When baseball dominated the sports page, pitchers started what they finished. These Ironmen, the Seavers, the Gibsons, threw 150 pitches and didn't need Tommy John surgery. Today, young pitchers are so overwhelmed from Little League until they get to the majors that they blow out their arms at 22. So let's eliminate, now he's moving in a different category. So now let's eliminate travel baseball for kids and all those other money-making schemes that cost families an arm and a leg and eventually cost pitchers their arms. No more 100 pitch count. The goal is to finish what you start and eliminate push-button late-inning pitching changes.
That is the longest piece of
Hang on, man.
writing.
Let Steve talk.
Sorry.
I hear you talk all the time. I want to hear Steve talk.
Terrible journalism.
Okay.
Yeah, that's once again that's really so far-fetched. One, I do think travel baseball is a scam. I do think it's a
that gets way out of line.
It's a flawed business plan. I do agree that there's an interesting article written by a Sports Illustrated journalist saying, showing how many high school top draft picks out of high school, bonus babies that actually pitched in the big leagues. There's only like one.
Interesting.
I can't remember the guys. Ian Snell for the Rays, left-handed pitcher, was a high school top pick that worked his way through the minor leagues and ended up pitching in the big leagues. Majority of the guys, and this guy's right, they throw so much as young high school players that when they do get drafted, they're worn out and they blow out. So he does make a good point, but to get rid of it is dumb. Where are you going to play? You're just not going to play, and then all of a sudden play in college, or all of a sudden play in high school. That's not going to happen.
Okay. Number 5, change the way you manage the standings. Check this out. This is really interesting. The A group includes those who made the playoffs the year before. The C group are those with the lowest payrolls, the cheapest owners. And then the B group are the teams in the middle. Change the standings so that if you beat an A team, you get 3 points. Beating a B team gets 2 points, and a victory over a C team gets 1 point. There's no reason why beating the Red Sox or beating the Mets should get you the same value in standings as is currently the case.
I mean, honestly,
I know, it's like, wow.
that's so. This guy just seems like he just has a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe he's got a rich dad that he hasn't had to work. To come up with something like that takes, that's pretty in depth. I mean, give him credit for it. Sounds like it work, but will never happen.
Never. Borrow the concept of regulation from Britain's soccer leagues. In Britain, the teams that do the worst in the standings are dropped from the Premier League into a lower league and have to fight their way back to the top. Do the same thing in baseball, and owners will start competing like mad to keep their team and community from the humiliation of relegation.
So they drop them back to the minors?
Well, no, that's actually if you follow soccer, which I don't follow it a lot, but that concept that they have,
that's what he's comparing it to.
Yeah, that is a good concept, because that starts to dip into the owner's pocket, because one league is watched more than the other. So I mean that is like I said,
it's interesting.
That's interesting. Will it happen? In my opinion, not. We'll never see it.
But there's no. That's the thing over there. I don't know this, but I don't think there is a minor league soccer. That to me, that's their minor league. So that's,
but we already kind of have this. I remember an interview I watched with Buck Showalter, and he said, one of the reasons he likes baseball, he goes, "There's no Cinderella in baseball. There's no Cinderella." He goes, at the end of the year, we all know who you are. You know, by the time the playoffs come, we all know who you are. And I love that. You don't need this to tell the fans who the teams that are stinky are.
They should be that meaningful regardless.
Well, that's yeah. There are ways around. You know, baseball does have a luxury tax where, the bigger market teams are contributing to the smaller market teams to kind of balance stuff out. It doesn't really, balance it out. It makes it harder for some teams to compete. But there is kind of that give and take, but that's just too far-fetched in my opinion.
All right, number 7, we're almost done. Make all owners spend much more. Man, somebody just dropped $430 million, right?
Yeah, wow.
Right now, baseball's revenue sharing rules allow owners to put tens of millions of dollars of free money into their pockets without being forced to spend a dime of it on the field. If there's a meaningful floor on what teams must spend, they'll spend the money and try to keep from being kicked out of the major leagues.
That again, I think that's a good point, but we do see that it is happening. You know, every year there's a new stadium. I mean, we're seeing a stadium here in our backyard coming up that is amazing.
Well, and they just about to pull one down. It's only been there for 20 years.
One of the things that it's been hard for the Rangers to attract players is their location. No one wants to live in Arlington near the stadium.
I remember as a kid, even most people, when you don't think, you're like, oh, they're in Dallas. No, they're not in Dallas. They're kind of out over this way, and it's not where you think it's going to be.
But now that even the Rays are getting a new stadium, and that place
need it.
That place looks amazing. I mean,
wow.
To take it even a step further, if you travel to minor leagues, you go to some of these minor league stadiums, they're amazing.
Really, yeah, exactly.
There
right.
are and that's not major league owners spending the money, because the major league team does not own the minor league affiliate. In some cases, that is the case, but not all the time. So they are spending the money. He may be talking about something else, but who knows?
Right. And his final point. Shorten commercial breaks to just 1 minute between half innings. This idea speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Say that again?
The shorten commercials.
Shorten commercial breaks to just 1 minute.
You got to pay the bills.
Between innings.
Yeah. Then that cuts into the...
That ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
I was like, do you not understand the concept?
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Anyway. So
you can't spend more. You can't have owners spending more money. And
a couple of those, like we said, I think there's a couple of those they're all duds.
I think
But there's some of those you can. I mean, I guess someone kind of make an argument for it, but it's not going to.
The creativity, the thought that went into some of those is stud, but for that to actually, for someone to think that that's actually going to make the game better is dud.
Super dud.
Yeah.
Or bring more viewers. Or get more people engaged.
Yeah. Baseball, like I said, bringing, touching on how the conversation originally started, to me is very healthy. Not just in the big league level, but the minor league level. More and more stadiums are packed throughout the season. I mean, shoot, you talk about opening day. Yesterday, how big that was. Wait till opening day and the minor league starts. Every stadium is going to be packed. You go in certain events throughout the year, like spring training, for example, which is essentially it's not real baseball. It's preseason, if you will. Spring training stadiums are amazing. You go out to Arizona, there's 15 teams in Arizona. There's 15 in Florida. Right. 10 of those, 11 or probably all 15. Let me think real quick. The Mariners and the Padres probably have the oldest stadium. Other than that,
Giants have an old stadium.
But
KC's kind of old, isn't it now?
No. KC in Texas.
Or was that it was the 90s, wasn't it, when that was built? Like 90, 92?
No,
we're talking spring training.
Spring training.
Well, stay with us.
So ballparks for some reason.
I'm talking about spring training ballparks.
Gotcha.
The Giants is an older stadium, but the Giants' attendance during spring training is ridiculous.
Well, we were just there. Listen,
try getting a ticket in spring training. We're not talking about regular season.
Right.
For a Giants versus Dodgers game.
I'm sure, yeah.
In spring training.
I love that ballpark, too.
I was just out the spring training. Every game was packed. Every single game was packed. You couldn't get a ticket.
Yeah, so Healthy.
Yeah. You know, the bottom line, Steve, if you want more people in this country to appreciate and love baseball, we just have to increase the intelligent level of the people that live in this country.
Or just embrace what is,
That was kind of tongue in cheek, but my point being is you
Yeah.
got to be right. Baseball requires some intelligence.
Yeah, it is a thinking man's game. It's actually,
Correct.
for someone like myself who, obviously my wife didn't play baseball. For someone like my wife to understand how the game works, it's not that complicated. And for her to say, I'm going to watch a little bit of opening day with you. For her to find entertainment in that means tells me healthy.
Correct.
There isn't a problem. It's not broken. It's going in the right direction.
That's what I think. It's not broken. Leave it alone.
Like I said, I think the main thing is just unfortunately their patience. Their
But
values
everything
down.
has to evolve. A whole nother we can talk about this in a whole nother topic, another set.
Another show?
Another
Because
show.
you'll be back because
Oh,
you're
we
going to be
know.
voted stud,
You
man.
could talk about analytics.
yeah.
The way analytics have changed baseball. Is it here to stay? Well, it's here now. So what are we worried about? You can't think about 3 years from now when you got to worry about this year.
Right.
And this year analytics are a huge part of the game. So you have to evolve with it. If your favorite team is, the Dodgers, or one of the one of the teams that has a new ballpark. If that's your favorite team, you're not going to want to go watch a team that has an old ballpark like the Red Sox. It's
Right.
a different atmosphere.
Exactly.
You
Right.
you
Right.
you you
You want those
almost feel like
amenities, you want
you
that-
almost feel
you
like
want
you're taking a
Jerry's
step
world,
back.
essentially.
Correct. So there's that many people though that are engaged in baseball that there's a little bit of this for you and there's a little bit of this for you.
Right.
Where I think using the same word, healthy.
Right. And I
Great.
perfect to sum that up. And it is great. You see that a lot more. It is the only sport because in any of those stadiums are all up to date. But in MLB, you get a lot of past meets the present.
It's beautiful.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's the beauty of the game.
Yeah,
It's
so
tremendous.
I hate
But-
people do want to change it. I mean, even me that don't even watch it close as much as y'all do or follow. I mean, are you kidding me? What? Laughing the way I laughed, even my response. I don't know what those questions were going
Right.
to be. I haven't even heard this article, and I'm just like, wow.
Right.
I'm like,
So
Lou.
do you have some?
oh yes, let's get into it. We'll call it this for now, but God, we got to get into the chamber of questions.
Here we
All right,
go.
stutter done moment. Let's go. All right, toughest batter you ever faced, any level.
Barry Bonds.
Whoa, you faced the Bond man.
Why was he
that's-
the toughest?
He's just a big dude.
Intimidating.
He
He's
is,
just
yeah.
intimidating.
Which ballpark did you face him in?
In San
San
Francisco.
Francisco. That's beautiful. Go-to pitch. What was your go-to, or what did you have? I know you obviously have your entourage of what you have 2, 3, 4 pitches. What was your go-to?
Slider.
Slider. Nice. Favorite ballpark you've been to or played in?
Safeco.
Nice. All-time favorite baseball player. You think you've covered that?
Nolan Ryan.
Awesome.
All-time athlete. Is it Nolan Ryan? Any sport, which I guess baseball is going to be your go-to, but
Well, all-time athlete, I think I have to go with Dion.
little prime time.
okay.
All right, I like that. Favorite sport after baseball is
Basketball.
go-to music song before games. Kind of get you pumped.
I actually there's a Spacebound by Eminem.
Nice. I haven't heard that. I love Eminem, so I've got to hear this.
Not one of my tunes, man.
Yeah, right.
Come on, man.
Get y'all
Dang.
jazzed to get mail it
So
out.
one another story. So I have 12 professional seasons under my belt, and I picked a song one year. One time, every time, players pick their walk-up songs
Yeah.
to the plate, their walk-out song to the mound. The only year that I ever picked a song was when I pitched in Round Rock because I'm, from the area.
Yeah.
And I picked a T.I. song, What You Know About That.
Yeah, what you know. I love that song.
Oh, nice.
And I loved it.
Yeah,
That song is pretty crunk.
I'm trying to
too.
convince
Taking it
God-
back to an old term. I love that song.
I'm trying to convince my son to go with something by Miles Davis or John Coltrane.
Right,
He's
yeah.
like, Dad, shut
You're
up,
like,
shut
you're
up."
right. Maybe
He's like,
he should do that one ode to you, one at that. Beer or margaritas with your Mexican food?
Beer.
Oh, nice.
Dos
Cake.
Equis.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
very good
there.
choice. Very
a-
good.
Stud over here.
Stud.
Draft with a lime.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh, yeah. You got to. Cake or pie?
Cake.
All right. Movies or books?
Movies.
All-time favorite? And I know it's hard, so just maybe one or two.
Hitch.
Oh, that's a good one. I like Hitch. That's a good one. Last one you seen?
I just watched The Wall last night because I got a brand new 75-inch QLED
Ooh.
4K TV.
Samsung? I'm getting that. Hey.
So I just found it on Netflix, The Wall. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
How you like that TV? I'm serious. I'm getting
beautiful. I'm sure.
I'm getting a space cut out in our wall in our family room to put that in there.
Oh,
it's
let's
just
just
to fit that
hey,
TV.
let's
I bought that
just brag a
TV.
little. Yeah.
I bought that TV for yesterday.
There you go. Literally right for opening day.
For
Like where
opening
some people
day.
buy it for the Super Bowl. This guy
I
buys
bought
it
it
for
for
opening
yeah.
day.
Well, I needed to upgrade my TV so that I
See, that's what just happened. Gardner went to pull up MLB Network because he's going like, Dad, let's get this fired up, get it ready. And it came on this TV. It said, no longer available on your TV because my TV's old, right?
Oh.
And Gardner looks at me and he goes like this,
Time for it.
we're getting that fit. We're getting that taken care of, right?
get the MLB at Bat app. You know, that's another
Yeah.
revenue stream that's making millions and millions healthy.
Yes. Very good point.
And they stream it in 4K, so it's
It's
That's
awesome.
super sick, yeah. Favorite all-time band, musician? No, well, I didn't mean to say it like that. I meant like as in the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Eminem.
well, this is a little bit of where I'm from. My favorite group is UGK.
Oh, well, yes, sir. Lil Bum B.
Yeah.
Pimp C.
Pimp C, he's
Okay,
he's
man.
passed away now.
Yeah, unfortunately. Rest
Yeah.
in
But,
peace.
you
God
know,
rest
that's
his
where
soul.
that's where I grew up in that
I
era.
like it. Little UGK. Go to Gatorade when playing.
Purple.
Purple. Nike, Adidas, Reebok, or other.
Nike.
Nice.
I wear Nike. If I'm wearing Nike, they're these shoes right here, all white Air Force
Love
Ones.
it. Yeah, those are clean.
Nice, man. No Under Armour?
No Under Armour. That's a generation above me.
Okay.
There you go. Love it.
Okay. I'm getting slammed. Okay, go
All
ahead.
right. He'll like this one. Mike Trout or Ken Griffey Jr.? Who you taking in the center field?
Griffey.
Oh, I love it. Last meal. Here's your last one. Last meal. What are you eating, and what 3 people are you inviting, dead or alive?
I'm going with my mom's lasagna, homemade lasagna. It's the best meal ever. I think she should make it and sell it. I'm going to invite my mom and my parents and my son.
There you go. There
That's
you
awesome,
go.
man.
Little
My mom, my
family
dad,
den.
my
That's
mom, my dad, and my
hey,
son.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
You can have whoever you want with it when it goes family. I like it.
Correct.
All right, I want to bring this moment. You were going to say something?
Well, yeah, I was going to say something. We got to spend just 30 seconds before the end of the show, man.
Yeah.
He's an expert at the green egg. You know, we talk about food.
Yep.
He's a green egg expert, man. So we're going to bring that up. But go ahead.
Oh, I was going to another stutter dud moment, and I just thought about this.
Yeah, on my phone.
It's all good.
Just ignore it.
Oh, no, I'm going to. Welcome to Stud and Dud. Can I help you?
Yeah, right. Somebody
hello?
calling in. Somebody calling in.
Yeah,
right?
oh, that's our one caller right there. Oh, Jeffro. Hey, man, what are you talking about the Razorbacks, man? Mike Anderson. Hey, and just speaking of which, Mike Anderson got fired. I have to throw that in.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, head basketball coach for the men's got fired.
I
After
told
8
you they're
years.
going to go after Coach K.
You are right. What if they? Oh God, that's what they're
Untouchable.
going to. This is so funny. But presidential. Okay, Sarah, talking about the ceremonial first pitch.
Yes.
What happened to presidents throwing them out?
They don't do that anymore. That's old school.
No, 2000 up until 2009, Bush was the last one to do it. Why? What? Barack was too cool.
I
I
think
figured
it's too
Mr.
political.
Athletic Barack.
Probably too political.
No, Barack threw a first pitch. He was a senator at the time.
Yeah, he was. He did throw one, but then after that, I have it pulled up right here. After that, Bush in 90, or then you'd see Barack in 2010, and then
Was he
Bush.
president?
Yep, Barack in 2010. Other than that, the other ones. It's just been
So the
Bush.
last time
Bush
it's been
is-
done, 2010?
by an active president was 2010.
Wow.
Yeah. No. Yes. 2000. Barack Obama. It was for the National Park 100th anniversary of the first presidential opening. So it was the 100th anniversary. So kind of got to there. But I figured out because Barack. The point being something they should bring back. Yes or no? Actually the president getting out there and showing his face and throwing a first pitch out. Or do you even care?
I don't think it really.
I mean, it would be cool. I know. We there's been a couple celebrities. I remember a general.
Schwarzkopf?
No, it's somebody else. I don't remember his name, but he came in and everybody was excited to meet him. Those type of
Exactly.
figures. Those
Well,
type
yeah,
of figures, make a difference. I think they're great.
I'm trying to get a picture of it here. It is not good. I need one of those selfie sticks. As
You need a
terrible as dud as those are, I need a selfie stick right
Here,
It's
man.
not gonna get
Hang
it.
on. I'll come over. Here, do it.
Yeah, here we go. All right, so
Right here, man.
there we go. 3, 2, boom. There we go. I like it. Good job, guys. So anyway, I just want to bring that up because I saw that and I was like, Because I was like, what happened? I thought the presidents used to do that, and then I kind of just wanted to look it up, and I think it would be neat if they did, but I think Trump doesn't even think anything about it. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it's.
I actually think Trump does think about it.
Do you think? Oh yeah, well,
I think he is a fan. I think he is.
Oh, he's definitely. That's what even Barack. That's what I just don't know why. I don't know. I don't like you said. I don't know if it's because it's too political. Or...
Well, I think it's the same reason. I don't know. It's the same reason. You know what? One of the things when I was out at spring training, I was blown away with. The national anthem is performed by all local talent, right?
Oh, that was another cool. This idea.
It blew me away. The talent. I mean, these are all just like local people around the Phoenix area.
Well, think about how many games they have and how many, starting in spring training throughout the regular season and the playoffs. I mean, they need a lot of people. I would imagine some stadiums have people singing a couple times.
And wouldn't it be great that in the playoffs, that basically, the whole country's into this America Got Talent kind of stuff, right? That instead of having some really bad, cheesy, popular pop artist do a really terrible rendition, it'd be great to honor people who are from local communities around the country that have earned the spot, that like fan favorites.
Well, you get that in the minor leagues for sure.
Yes. But man, I saw so disappointing.
It'd be cool to see in the majors.
Yeah, it would be really cool.
So what do you want? You want to bring up what the green egg?
Yeah, green egg, man. Because Stud and Dead, we talk about sports, we talk about
We're gonna have some more
music,
food,
we talk about. We kind of put music on hold a little bit. I did sneak in a little bit about Coltrane and Miles Davis, but yeah,
UGK.
Opening music. Yeah, we've got some in here.
And I got something for you here, man. I printed off 1974 Ferrari, owned by Elton John. Up for sale, the Rocket Man.
Boom! There we go.
Up for sale, and you, my friend, because I know you love cars.
Yeah.
What is that? What kind of ticket? What kind of price tag is that?
It's only $400,000.
I was gonna say almost at 3 to 5.
But that thing, Elton John had, according to the article, he's driven this thing like once.
I bet. I can see that.
You're a Ferrari guy, aren't you?
Let's go. Hey,
aren't you a Ferrari
Let's
guy?
go pull out a loan together, resell it.
Okay, right.
For more money. Okay. Let's get a couple drops in first.
You
in
with that, Steve?
No, I'm out.
Yeah, no, that does not sound like a good investment.
Okay, so green egg, man. Talk to us. You're a big cook.
I love to cook. I love steaks.
Grilling out.
Grilling.
You still haven't had me over for one of your steaks, man.
Should have came last night. Came out.
I bet that was the day.
So the green egg is a smoker, a grill, and all in one little device. Oven. Yeah. You could cook a pizza in there. You could grill a steak. You could slow cook some ribs. It's a really cool, machine. My go-to is steaks. Get a nice cut at Whole Foods or somewhere. Yep. Get it to about 650 degrees. Go about 2 minutes. Flip it 2 minutes. Then flip it and close the lid for 2 minutes, and you've got perfect medium. You're done.
There you go.
Favorite cut?
Strip.
Over ribeye.
Yep. No, New York strip.
New York strip, over ribeye. Or, I mean, some like filet.
I like the ribeye, man.
So I'm a restaurant connoisseur. I love food.
Yep.
Me and my wife, that's one of the things we enjoy doing is going out to eat, and some of these restaurants in Dallas do a good job. Del Frisco's does a great job. So I've gone in there a few times and I've picked the brain of the chef, and he kind of gave me a little secret on how they prepare their meat. So I've taken that into the green egg. And one of the things I remember saying, he was like, yeah, you got to have something that gets up to about 700 degrees. A normal grill, gas grill,
not going to do it.
Not going to do it. I was like, well, I got a green egg that'll get to about 750, 800. He goes,
perfect.
That's what we're talking
crazy. Yeah, because when I get mine, because sometimes I can get mine up to about 600.
You got a green egg?
No, just charcoal grill. Regular grill, okay. But I do charcoal.
Well, charcoal gets hot.
It does, but it's crazy. Like, I would never have thought to put a steak on it at that temperature ever. I'm going to get it down to about 5.
The hotter the better there.
The hotter the better.
That's nuts. I'm going to have to do it next time. I'm going to get it about as hot as I can get it. And then go, okay, you said about 2 on each side.
Well, at 600, I'd probably go 3.
Okay, 3 or 4, yeah. Wow, I'm gonna check it out. I'm doing it. Done. The stud over here.
When we have him back on the show, man, we're gonna do maybe a live broadcast at his place by the green egg.
Oh, I like it out in front of us, just sitting there. Just, by the end of it, we're all gonna be like, this be drooling. Like, can we eat that already?
Okay, man.
All right. So on the next week's show, Final Four. It's literally we got the big weekend next week. Speaking of basketball, the NBA season's coming to a close. We'll see who gets the top spots there. So, and the Stud and Dud Challenge. I forgot about that. Back to the NCAA.
Yes.
We'll get to see who finishes off up top year one. Next year, we're going to get this man involved for
Steve,
sure. We're going to get so many more people involved next year.
Hey,
this guy will be back for sure.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to bring up. Why no headphones? We'll bring a little tip book. What? You'll see. We'll talk about that next week for sure. Oh, and guess whose birthday is next Friday? My mom. So I'm having a little special shout out to my mother. Next Friday is her birthday.
All right, we'll do a little happy birthday.
So once again, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We're going to get the
Facebook
going. I do have YouTube up.
Our website.
At studdndud at studdndud.com. So don't forget STUDNDUD.
You can also go. There is life after baseball, which I've embraced. You can visit my Facebook page,
nice. Big
League Lender.
Where can we follow you at?
Yeah.
BigLeagueLender.com. Right now, my website is under construction, so BigLeagueLender.com will take you to my Facebook business page. You can check out some of the, celebrity loans that I've closed with some of the athletes.
Nice.
The division I'm focused on is athlete and entertainer, so I've done a couple loans for guys that made big league rosters that actually played in games yesterday. I don't want to throw their names out there because that's probably not the right thing to do. But you can follow me at on Instagram also, Big League Lender.
Big League Lender.
On Instagram.
I'm going to go follow you right after the show. I've checked out. Hey man, I checked out his website. Very
Big
sharp.
League.
You on Twitter or just the
Big
Insta?
Big League Lender.
So anybody looking to get a refinance or mortgage?
Got a refinance right now for a former big leaguer.
Okay.
Right now, so guys are making moves. You know, you set yourself up through your career for post career. Not everybody's Derek Jeter. So you gotta hustle. You gotta keep that hustle going, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Once again, what is it, Big
League Lender.
Boom. We're about to be following him as soon as the show's over.
As soon as it's over, we encourage
BigLeagueLender.com, Big League Lender on Instagram.
There
I love the
go.
name, man.
And then next time, because you know what, don't forget to follow us on Stud and Dud, but then get out there and let us know about this stud.
That's right.
About Steve, and let us know how
I'm
awesome
already
he was.
I'm already voting stud.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm voting stud.
Stud. 2 studs right here in our. Hey, we'll take that guy's like MLB. Our scout for 3 points, essentially. We'll take that new MLB approach in. Our scout for 3 points, because we're the Yankees and the Mets or whatever, and the Red Sox.
Hey, Steve, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you again.
Well, it's a long season. Long season. So
we'll have you back on for sure. And
Absolutely,
we'll talk some
man.
more baseball, see what you're, like you said, we're going to dive into a little bit more what you've been doing after. Dive into some stories before even maybe over and I want to hear some of these stories over.
When's Jackson going to be born?
Yeah, what's the due date?
June 17th.
We got to have him back after that, man. Get a little.
How
the bags under his eyes.
Yeah, right.
No sleep in. You know.
We'll do like a before and after picture. This picture we just took, then we'll take that picture.
Yeah, right.
A before and after. Having a kid. Real life.
Yeah, right.
I'm right there behind you, bub. Don't you worry.
All right, man.
Hey, until next time, I'm Josh Smith.
I'm Doc Lawrence.
Thank you for joining us, man. Steve, go ahead.
Steve Kent.
This guy.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
This dude.
Awesome,
I can't wait to get into some more of these stories. So next time, I would just want to have you on almost a story session.
Yeah.
With Steve Kent.
Light the candle.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, maybe we'll do it in front of the grill instead.
green egg.
That will be our candle.
All right, man.
Until next week.
Bye.